Hello everybody, welcome to another video where I'm not playing a game. So today I was on the train on my way to what I thought would be a hobby store. Unfortunately it closed, but while I was thinking about what I was hoping to find there, hoping that there was also going to be some stationery, I thought, wait a second, I'd like to do a comparison actually, because there are a lot of people who like for instance, hobonichi and other planners like that because of the Tomoe River paper that's in there, which is really thin and durable and can handle all sorts of different pens, including fountain pens, usually. But I also have a different type of paper which I got, I think, last year or the year before, which is also 50 grams, but it's from the UK and a lot cheaper. So what if they are comparable in performance? I think a lot of people might like to get that paper instead. Now it is loose sheets because it's basically printer paper from the UK called Clairefontaine. But you can buy a whole pack for like 16 euros and maybe 17, $18. I don't know exactly how much it would cost on Amazon, but it's a lot cheaper than buying a whole pack of Tomoe River paper is what I'm basically trying to say. So what I wanted to do was do a little comparison. I've got a couple different types of pens here, including a few fountain pens. And for fun, I also brought a little notepad with me, which is of unknown origin. I'm not really sure what type of paper it is. Let me just show you that right here. So this is a little folder that I found, again, at a secondhand store. I might as well live there because I'm there a lot. And it came with this little notepad that said Sabrina over here. And I was like, okay, fine, notepad. These are pretty standard. But then I looked at the paper itself, and it is really, really thin. You can barely see that. I think you can kind of see it on camera. You can see my hands through there. That means this is really, really thin. And it feels really, really thin as well. As you can see, I've also written a few lines of different types of pens on there to see how it looks. And it didn't take this one fountain pen very well because that was kind of a juicy pen, but the rest was okay. I could rub over that pretty quickly. And then I wanted to see, of course, if it bled through on the other side. Didn't want to ruin it. Okay, so basically the only thing that really came through is the edding, which of course is a big marker. Now ghosting, you see quite a bit of ghosting here. But honestly, I don't think this is all that big of a deal. I'm going to try the same pens on the Clairefontaine and the Tomoe River paper so we can do them side by side. And we're going to use this little notepad as a, I don't know, substrate, something to put underneath so that it doesn't go directly onto the table if it does bleed through. So I have here a pack of Tomoe River paper, loose sheets, A4. There are 100 sheets in this. I think this cost me 20 bucks or something for 100 sheets. So here's a sheet of Tomoe River paper. Then I have Clairefontaine paper. Let me just grab that, flip it over. There you go. This is the one, smart print paper, 50 grams, Clairefontaine. And how much was in there exactly? Let me see if I can find the amount of sheets. 500 sheets, it says over there at the bottom. 500 Blatt, it's like in German. So this is the printing paper, 500 sheets for, I think this one was 16 euros, a whole pack of this. So even if it comes close to Tomoe River paper, I still think it's a good alternative, even if it kind of bleeds through. Maybe in some ways, we'll see how it does. I'm going to put these aside, and here's the actual sheet itself. This one's white. I don't know if you can get them in cream. I've only seen them in white. So if you're okay with the cream, if you're a big fan of cream, maybe not for you. But like I said, if it performs well enough, then at least your wallet will be very happy with you buying this instead. Yeah, I'm going to fold it up. So it's kind of like an A5 size, and then I'm going to put it on the other little notepad thing, and we're going to try writing a few lines with the different pens that I brought up with me. So there's this one, Clairefontaine. I've got the Tomoe River paper that I need to fold. I'm not very good at folding things quickly. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so let's see. Let's get started with this one. Let's do the regular ballpoint. This is a big crystal soft regular ballpoint pretty much. So this is the Tomoe River paper. Oops. Handwriting is not great at this angle. Okay, Tomoe River paper there. First thing I have here is a fountain pen. The Aqua Palace, no idea where it came from. I got it from a secondhand store as well last week, actually. This one's very thin. It's the, which one is it? This one, the really fine nib fountain pen. Or shall I write in the exact order? Maybe that's a better idea so we can see a direct comparison. Okay, then first we have here this online fountain pen with a little window over there. And this is for touchscreen, so you can do like a little tablet action as well. I've just gotten this one today, so I'm not sure where it came from. I'm guessing it's at most 15 years old. This is from the sticker that was on it, the price tag. Okay, so this will be the online fountain pen that is very juicy. Come on, see, it's been a while since it's written. Occasionally it still skips. Online. Come on. He does not want to behave, which does not make my handwriting look any better. Shall I try rubbing it? Then my hands get dirty. Well, I'm going to take a quick look. There's a little bit of sheen on there, so this one's probably going to take a while to dry. This is just because of the pen itself. I'm really not looking for how quick it dries. I'm looking for if it ghosts or if it bleeds through. Next one that I have is this calligraphy twin marker with a 5mm and a 3mm top. So I'm going to write pretty much the same thing here that I did there. So that would be metallic, marker. Not exactly a calligraphy expert here. Other side, the smaller tip version. There, other way. Then we have our edding permanent marker. Edding always stinks, these things. Permanent marker. There you go. And then we have the Papermate fountain pen, which is this one. Very cute little thing. Only cost me like a couple of bucks. Very cheap, very easy. I'm going to move this up a little bit. So this is Papermate fountain pen, which we wrote like that. There you go. Then comes the really fine nib one, the Aqua Palace. Really fine nib fountain pen. I'm trying to write exactly what I wrote over there, so to have somewhat of a comparable overview. Fine nib fountain pen. There. And then I have a Leuchtturm 1917 Dreh Griffel over here, number 1. It's kind of like a gel, I need to roll this thing, a gel roller ball type thing. It's kind of very easy to write with. The gel comes out real fast, so I'm going to try to be careful with that because I'm not very good at writing with very liquidy pens. That's supposed to be an M. 1917 Dreh Griffel number 1. Okay, so I'm going to leave it like this for now. We're going to move on to the next one, and we'll compare it afterwards. So we're going back to the Bic, and this is the Clairefontaine paper, which is definitely not as smooth as that one, as the Tomoe River paper. Clairefontaine with an E on the end. Paper. There you go. So that's the Bic pen. Now we have the online fountain pen right here. Again with the O. Online. It does not like certain gestures, but it still needs to be cleaned. I actually just put like a new cartridge in, and that's all I really did. I just got it to actually start to write, but I didn't like clean the nib or anything like that, so it's very raw still. Then we have the metallic marker over here. 5.0. That's the 5.0, and then we have the 3.0 smaller tip version. applying the same amount of pressure to each to make sure you have a good comparison. Then we have the editing permanent marker. Now this bleeds through everything because it's super dark and everything, of course. That's something that we know of permanent markers. Of course, permanent markers aren't usually used in planners a whole lot, so I don't expect people to be doing all their weekly stuff with an editing, but you never know. Let's see, and then we have the Papermate, fountain pen, Papermate, fountain pen. Oh, I did a cap left there, but you get the idea. They have the really fine nib one. Really fine nib fountain pen. There. Quickly becoming one of my favorites. And then we have the Leuchtturm Griffel again. Oops, that's not quite how you spell it. Turm 1917. Griffel number 1. Okay, there we go. Alright, so we know what this one looks like. I have no idea. I wouldn't be able to get a new pad of this type anytime soon because there's no identifying markers. Also, we're looking at the paper. I'm guessing this paper is already a little over 10 years old, so who knows, this company might not even be out there anymore. But this is a result that we have with a random sheet, which I think is roughly 50, maybe 60 grams. So you see that the editing bleeds through. You can see the metallic marker. The rest, you can kind of see some ghosting there, but it's not super disturbing. Put that down. Now we have Tomoe River paper and the Clairefontaine. Let's fold these inside out so you can see it next to each other a little easier. There, that's the Clairefontaine, and now the Tomoe River paper. Whoop. Does not want to cooperate. I want it somewhat even at the very least. There we go. Okay, so on the left, Clairefontaine, on the right, Tomoe River paper, and now everything is in view. I have to say that it's almost the same. The only difference is the Papermate kind of bled through this one, where it didn't bleed through that one, but everything else appears to have done pretty much the same thing. The editing is pretty much the same reaction there as well. So honestly, it's not even that bad. So if you use a slightly less juicy fountain pen or a really fine nib just like that one, or just regular ballpoints, I think you would be able to use the Clairefontaine paper in like loose leaf type of planners or Everbooks or something like that very easily, and it wouldn't break the bank because, like I said, that pack of 500 sheets over there was like 16 euros compared to 100 sheets of Tomoe River paper for about 20. That's a big difference. So I would definitely prefer to stick with this one. Now I have a whole printing pack, of course, already, so I don't really need to get any new anytime soon, although with the current economy and what's going on in the world, like in the political, international political world stage, maybe an extra pack wouldn't hurt, just in case. I'm one of those people that always wants to have extras, just in case something happens, like I'll always have some of this, or I'll always have some of that, or something like that. So maybe I'll get an extra one of these. It's only 16 bucks, so why not? This would cost me a lot if I had to get 500 pages of that. But that is an interesting comparison. Actually, don't really see too much difference. The only thing is the Papermate. So I'm happy with that. And whatever this is was actually a little bit better with the Papermate. But we don't know what that is. So sadly, we will not be able to get this notepad. But we have an alternative that's okay as well. And it's also 50-gram paper, so if you like Tomoe River paper because of the sound that it makes when it's written on both sides, then it gets all crinkly. This will do the same thing because it is also very thin, so you'll have a similar sound and tactile rather than textile experience. So that is the video. Very quick, very easy, but that's all I really wanted to show you. So once again, let me show you the pack so you get the name right. The Clairefontaine 50 smart printer paper, 50 gram rather. And the info, it's also over here. You can see it over here. There is the smart printer paper, number 1932, A4 size. I don't think they had letter size, so it's all A4 size, and 500 sheets. And then you get a whole bunch of really fine paper for a very good price. I hope that they're on Amazon. I'm gonna check and try to link that if I can find it. If not, maybe you'll have to order through some other place. An office supply store may have it. Clairefontaine is fairly ubiquitous, I think. At least I've seen it more often in other places. I don't know if the 50 gram version is always out there, but if you're in Europe, you're definitely going to be able to get it, I'm pretty sure, because it comes from the UK. And I'm pretty sure they also like to ship to the US because the US is a very big market anyway, so there should be Clairefontaine available somewhere. Anyway, so that is what I'm suggesting that you try. Hope you'll enjoy using it. In any case, thanks for watching, and bye-bye for now.